And we are back with Pop Magic in an absolutely exclusive interview with Criss Angel in his dressing room.
Mind free.
Yeah, a sight very rarely seen. We've been talking a lot about maintaining your artistic integrity and you as a performer and artist, but still, I mean, Believe is selling out. It's so successful, and Mind Freak, you know, so many seasons. How do you achieve that commercial success while still, you know, having all that integrity? How is that working?
Well, I think success comes with being true and maintaining your integrity as an artist. You know, I have been, you know, I pinch myself to think that I started out in Long Island, New York, with, you know, literally making, peace, right, Strong Island. You know, driving a car with whatever, 200,000 miles, a Hyundai at the time, and, you know, barely making, you know, 30,000 a year at best. And to think about all that I've achieved, you know, having Believe here and it being so hugely successful, and Mind Freak, it's amazing, but there's no substitute for hard work. This didn't happen by magic. It happened by hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. And my overnight success took literally 18 years to be able to get to the point of having a little success and being able to, you know, to do this for a living and make a good living at it. And then, you know, once that happened, then it just kind of evolved and transformed, you know, pretty rapidly in the upward north direction. So it's just being true, it's being unique, it's not following trends, is creating a trend. You know, I never look behind me, I always look ahead of me. I try to create my own footprints as opposed to walking in somebody else's. And if you look at the greats in any field of entertainment or anywhere else, I mean, you look at Houdini, you know, this is a guy that did it his way, you know. Doug Henning, same thing. I mean, Siegfried and Roy. So you got to be true to yourself. You got to do things that are different, and you got to do things that people want to see, that engage the public. And I think you know, we live in a very interesting society, you know, with technology literally coming so rapidly at our fingertips, and from every direction, you know, we're able to interact with this. You know, you really have to understand what's in the world and how you can take your art and make it significant and make it something that will engage a very difficult and very finicky public, because, you know, the attention span is like a split second, and then they're on to the next thing. Whereas, you know, back in the day, you know, 10, 20, 30 years ago, you know, you had a couple of television networks, you know, the major television networks, and people would just watch one of those three networks, and that was your choices. Now there's so many choices. There's an overload of information, and you have to know how to be a product in today's market that will captivate an audience.
Now, as you just said, and as you show in your show Believe, you say you grew up in Long Island, and that you, in the video in your show, you talk about how the teachers let you go out early to go practice, if you will. I mean, there's got to be some times where you, instead of practicing, you went and hooked up with the ladies.
When I was a little kid, I used to go to the roller skating ring. You know, I was 12, 13 years old, you know.
I've heard about this.
Going roller skating, you know, doing couples only, you know. And then my brother would spy on me, and he'd see me, like, kissing a girl. And as long as I wasn't smoking a cigarette, it was okay.
Because your mom's watching this.
Yeah. But, you know, no, I mean, you know, any teenage kid is going to be, you know, interested in girls, and let's face it, magic helps with the ladies, right?
What do you do? What's your...
Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah. Ambitious card. No,
Have you ever? Has that ever worked?
No.
Hasn't worked.
No, I think, you know, being again, you know, just being yourself. You know, I think that's important, because I think, you know, God put us all on this earth to serve as a very unique individual, and collectively we consist of the world. But you know, everybody's valuable. Everybody has something special and a talent and something to offer, and some of us are fortunate to discover that at a younger age. But we're all I love everybody, because everybody brings something different, and you always have something to learn from everybody.
Speaking of ladies and youth, you wanna?
So we were in the studio, and we happened
kind of poking around a little bit.
We were poking, and we found some videos of a
little
TV show called Hot Kicks.
Okay,
Criss,
I wish we had a picture we could show.
I wish. Where the hell are those spandex pants, Criss?
I probably still have them.
How many cans of hairspray did you go through?
2 Aquanet, a lot of hairspray, and very flammable nonetheless. I've actually lit my hair and lit parts of my body on fire because of the extra residue from that hairspray. But you know, that was a process. I mean, I know it is really funny, and it wasn't something I was comfortable about talking about years ago. You know? But now it doesn't bother me. It's my history. It's like, you know, that was what was going on back then.
Big hair.
Yeah, big hair.
They all looked like
it was. You know, I had a show called Hot Kicks, and I had great magicians from James Randi as my guest.
Very cool.
I had Vito Lupo, Joe Monty. You want to see something funny? Look at Joe Monty back then. But it was, I wasn't even 20. I was, you know, 18 years old, and I produced it, I directed it, I wrote it, I started it, and it was public access.
Was it on
TV? To me, it was a network show, and I ended up having the highest rated show on Brookhaven Cable. And, and that really, for me, in a lot of ways, it created the building blocks and the foundation for my television career. So I don't regret any of that. It was completely an evolution. We're all living organisms, and we all have to evolve and develop. And that was a process that, although embarrassing, it was a learning process and part of my journey.
Well, last question for you, Criss. I know you got 2 shows to do tonight.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've created so much magic. You've done countless hours of television and live shows and that sort of thing. And you work night and day. You get, you know, only a few hours of sleep at a night. Have you ever thought about stopping, like just giving it up, quitting, because it's just so much work and it takes so much energy?
It's really a love-hate relationship, quite honestly. You know, I do love what I do, and there's parts of it that, you know, when you're tired, you kind of hate having to do things. But at the end of the day, you know, I've been so blessed with my health. I'm in great shape because I work at it, and I have
taught you everything you know.
Yes, exactly. And physically, I feel I feel strong, and I feel mentally strong, and I really feel like, you know, I want to put things out there. I want to help people like you to be able to reach your dreams. And there's so many talented people out there, and I want to give those people an opportunity that I didn't have, and so many great people never had that have been successful. Instead of taking 18 years, you know, you could probably learn a little bit and be able to get from point A to point Z a lot quicker, and be even that much better than me, and be able to take magic to a whole new level. And I really am concerned about people, and I want the people that are watching, that are the future of magic, to be able to have the tools and to be able to do things that could really put magic at a level that it really finally garners the respect it deserves, because magic still doesn't, in my opinion. You look at the cinema, you look at music, you know, magic is not at that level. It's you know, more of a kind of a novelty thing. And for me, magic has been so good to me. Magic has changed my life and so many people's lives. I want to help give back so that other people can have that joy that I've been so blessed to have.
Well, I very much appreciate it. I'm sure everybody else does. And Criss, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your busy schedule. You need to go hurry up and go get on stage.
Yeah,
thank you
very much for your time. Show.
And let me tell you something. I'm a big fan of the show. I always, obviously, I know people think like, oh, he owns the shows and all that stuff. The truth is that I searched and searched for 2 people that I thought would have chemistry, that would be dynamic, that would be the future of magic. And I didn't know what those people would look like. What would that look like?
A good-looking one? And
yes, we have 2 good-looking, talented young people that are really going to be able to do a lot of interesting things with pop magic. So I'll be watching, you'll be watching, and thanks for watching right now.
MagicPlace.com.
Take care, hon. Take care, man.
No?
Yeah, you wish.
Hey, thanks for watching this week of Pop Magic.
Hey, Kristen.
I'm not done.
Now that we're done filming, do you wanna go?
No.
Really? I have a connection.
Stay tuned.
I I have a connection for Criss Angel Believe at the Luxor, 7 and 9:30.
Oh, well, that's not a shameless plug or anything. Look, send us your news and gossip to magicplace.com. It's on.
Come on, you ready?
Yeah, yeah.